come to a time of offering, let me give you a few that we want to continue to pray for. Of course, we want to continue to pray for Randy Christian and his family. Just keep them in your prayers. Randy's having, a much harder time breathing. So just keep them in your prayers. Tom Newmeyer, he's in the middle of his radiation treatments, and so we want to continue to pray for Tom as he's going through that. Mrs. Jones Boone, we want to continue to keep her in prayers. She's battling cancer that's come back in her life. Stony Davis, we want to remember Stony. He's been deployed and gone for 6 months, and so you keep Stony in your prayers and the Davis family as well. Miss Ruby Thorne, we want to be praying for her and Dr. Thorne. Keep them in your prayers. She's got a diagnosis, not a very good diagnosis to my understanding, and so keep them in prayers. Miss Ruby Scott, we want to continue to pray for her as well, and keep them in prayers. Richard Shelton is our Dean of the Week. Richard, want to come up and pray for us? Thank you, Richard. Let's pray.
Brother Steve?
Yes.
There's one other person I wish we'd pray for. It's Neil McMahon, one of the Bronx twins, down today. She's at MD Anderson right now. Her cancer's come back.
She came back
Well, she
Friday.
went down there last week in MD Anderson.
Okay.
Let's pray. Thank you, Lord, for this beautiful weekend. Lord, we just have so much to be thankful for. Lord, I pray for all those that are just mentioned that have illnesses. Lord, pray for our church, and that you'll help us to reach those around us. Lord, our Grow ministry that's starting up, I just pray that you can bless it and that it'll reap great benefits. Lord, just be with each and every one of us throughout this
added that part. I did the same thing in October on my birthday. I forgot it. And, of course, Valentine's Day is coming up for all you guys, all of us. And my third reason is a little on the sad side. I'm from Florida. All my family, friends, and not all my friends are there, but all my family's there. And my cousin was married to a man that I graduated high school when he passed away on Friday. And the first thing that she posted, so I'm on Facebook with her, the first thing she posted was, "My love is gone." She didn't say I lost my husband. She said, "My love" first. So you knew how important he was to her. And I'm going to just for her today. And the fourth reason is, this is, I guess it was originally written as a secular song, not necessarily church song, but all you guys from the 80s will probably remember it. I did it for dogs' weddings. It was like one of my go-to songs. And we were talking in Sunday school about, Debbie and I and the group were talking about how I practice a song for like weeks. It's like really weighing on my heart. I hear it, I'm going to do that, I'm going to present it to you guys, but then at the last minute, somebody's telling me to do something different. And that's how it was last night. I go into practice and I'm going to do this song that I've got playing, and it's going to be fun, and it's going to be, it's going to touch all your hearts, and somebody's telling me, nope, let's go do something else today. So, my fourth reason for doing this song, even though it's a love song, and, if your significant other is sitting beside you, hold their hand and put it to your relationship. But on the other hand, put God as your significant other, and this song's going to apply to that. So, because nobody loves him, nobody loves us like he does. Okay, I'm going to talk. Go ahead. Love is glowing in your eyes, a flame to light our way that burns brighter every day. Now I have you. Nobody loves me like you do. Like a leaf on the wind, I could find no place to land. I dreamed the hours away, and I would wander every day. Dreams come true. Nobody loves me like you do. What if I never met you? Where would I be right now? It's funny how life just rolls
incredible story of how God saves His people and how God uses individuals as He's saving His people, nations. And a man named Moses, God uses in a mighty, mighty way. And you know, oftentimes when we talk about Old Testament characters, we like to point out a whole lot of faults because we relate to that. Because we're sinful people. We have a lot of faults in our lives. Our Old Testament heroes that we look at through the Old Testament, you know, we're not perfect people, and that's who God uses. God uses imperfect people. And as we look at Moses, one of the fascinating things that I see about him is just how he was saved, you know, but how he was in the home of Pharaoh. Just think for a moment. I mean, he was in the most powerful home in the world to this day. You know, he was trained. He had the best education he could have. His clothing was made out of linen, and he ate off of gold plates. I mean, this was an incredible upbringing for him. Of course, we know the story. You know that as a Hebrew, he's living in an Egyptian home, and he sees some Egyptian men mistreating a Hebrew man, and he goes and he tries to stop this and ends up killing one of them, and then Pharaoh finds out, and so Moses flees. He goes, he runs. Well, 40 years he's in the desert. God is leading him. God is guiding him. God takes him to the desert for 40 years. And I find it amazing to think that this man stayed there. You know, sometimes God leads us in places we don't want to go. Sometimes things in our life happen that are out of our control. And sometimes we find ourselves in situations where we say, God, how did I get here? And God, why is this happening? Well, sometimes it's easy for us to rebel against God's will in our life. You know, God will not force His will upon you. It's your choice whether you want to follow after God or not. I mean, God's a gentleman. He's not going to make you have a relationship with Him. He won't force that. It's your choice. You have the right to choose that. Because it really wouldn't be love. You wouldn't have love for God if you were just forced to do it. God says, no, I want you to love me because you understand what I've done for you. I sent my Son for you, down on the cross for you, to pay for your sins. The imperfectness of you, listen, is separating you from God. God said, I will fix this by sending my Son. Well, he sends Moses, and he's in the desert for 40 years. Now think about it, 40 years. Now I know for some of us, it's like we blink and 40 years pass by. I get that. You know, my kids are last night with Chris, Hunter, I call her Chris. We were sitting there last night at home, and I'm thinking, you know, I remember something struck me that I remember when she was itty bitty, you know, and we were sitting in the floor, and Hannah was sitting there, and the first time Hannah ever had Rotel, hot sauce, I mean, and she just loved it. And then we took her to Ted, and she was introduced to atomic hot sauce. Now, if there's any Ted fans in the room, atomic hot sauce, it's kind of a hotter type of sauce. But I remember us sitting on the floor just eating chips and salsa, you know, and Hannah just going after it. Hunter, you know, her mouth was on fire, and she needed water and all that. And Hannah just went. But I had that moment, okay, and through that, I was sitting there thinking, wow, how did we get to this point that you're living in Tahlequah and you're, you know, how old is she? 20? You're distracted. How old is Hunter? 19. How are you 19 years old? You know, and you know, time just passes. Well, here's Moses. He's in the wilderness. He's there for 40 years. And I find it fascinating that he stayed where God kept him. Now, just think about that for a minute. He could have said, listen, I'm not staying here. I mean, I used to eat off gold. I used to wear linen. I used to, you know, I'm not staying here. This is where God had him. And he was faithful to the call that God had on his life. I find that fascinating, but not just fascinating. I find that encouraging as well. So let's go to Exodus chapter 3. Let's look at Moses, Exodus 3 and Exodus 4. Really, we're going to look at two things today. Moses has this experience with God. He has an encounter with God. In verse 3, he finds himself at a bush. the burning bush. Verse 1 of chapter 3 in Exodus says, now Moses was pasturing the flock of Jethro. I mean, he's a shepherd, guys. He's been at the top of the world. He was in line. He could have been a Pharaoh. And now he's out pasturing sheep. This is what God had for him. He's pasturing sheep. Verse 2 said, the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a blazing fire from the midst of a bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush was burning with fire, yet the bush was not consumed. Now, we could preach a whole sermon on that in itself, of just the indispensable nature of God. I mean, think about it. You, however old you are, you've been sinning from the day you were born. You can't wear God out. You cannot, God doesn't get tired of you or sick of you. I mean, we can't wear God out. This bush wasn't being consumed. And that's what fascinated Moses. And he says, verse 3, so Moses said, I must turn aside now and see this marvelous sight, while the bush is not burned up. When the Lord saw that he turned aside to look, God called to him in the midst of the bush and he said, Moses, Moses. And he said, here am I. Then he said, do not come near here. Remove the sandals from your feet, for the place on which you're standing is holy ground. Anytime you encounter God, anytime that you have an encounter with God, folks, that's holy ground. You know, why did he want him to take his sandals off? Maybe it's the simple fact that God said, I don't want anything separating you from me. This ground you're walking on is holy. I want you to be as near to me as you can. I don't know. I've never really understood why you take your feet off, your shoes off. Please keep your shoes on, okay? I'll keep mine on as well. But listen, you know, when we encounter God, wherever that may be, that's a holy place. It's a holy ground. So when we encounter God, now let's get into what we're going to talk about. When we encounter God, it's a holy place, and holy ground is where God reveals who we are. Now just think about that for a moment. Holy ground is where God reveals who you are. Think about it. Look at verse 11. Here's Moses. He's having an encounter with God. And look at verse 11. But Moses said to God, God said, listen, Moses, this is what I want you to do. He lays out this plan for Moses. Verse 8, let me jump back for a second. He says, so I come down to deliver them from the power of the Egyptians, to bring them up. What God is saying is, I heard the cries of my people. In verse 24, in chapter 2, God heard, he remembered, he saw, and he took notice of the people, because the Pharaoh had died, and another had come to the throne. And he was even more of a tyrant to the Hebrew people. And so God says, I heard their cry, Moses, and now I have a plan. God said, Moses, what I want to do, he said, I heard from them. He said, so I come down, I want to deliver them. I want to bring them up to that land, good and spacious land, with land flowing with milk and honey, to the place of the Canaanite and the Hittites and the Amorites and the Perizzites and the Hippites and the Jebusites. God says, I heard their cry, and I want to bring them out. I'm sure Moses was excited about that news. I mean, he's a Hebrew. He's a Hebrew by birth. And God is saying, Moses, I heard the cry of the people, and I'm going to deliver them. And I'm sure Moses is like, yes, God, it's about time. God, they need your help, God. We need to go. God, you need to go do something. God, you need to get them out and you need to deliver them. And what did God tell him? He said, and I want to use you. Oh, wait, all of a sudden Moses is saying, wait, whoa, hold on, God. I agree you need to help. I agree you need to deliver, but me? No, you don't want to use me. See, oftentimes that's where we are in our life. When God identifies a situation going on around us, and God says, okay, this is what I want to do, we're all on board with God. Yes, God, let's go do that. But all of a sudden God says, no, I want to use you. No. God, all I want to do is sit in the pew. God, thank you for salvation, but you know, I want to sit on my blessed assurance, and I'm good, God. My times of serving have passed me, God. No. God, use somebody else. God, there's a younger generation that needs to be used. And God's looking at Moses saying, Moses, I want to use you. You. See, we're all on board with, yes, God, do this. Yes, God, do that. But, oh, don't use me to do it. Well, so that's where Moses finds himself. But look what verse 13, or actually look at verse 11. But Moses said to God, who am I, that I should go to Pharaoh, that I should bring the sons of Israel out of Egypt? This is kind of a personal confession of lack of ability for Moses. That's how I take it. Moses kind of having a personal confession to God going, wait, I don't have saying, God, I don't want to go back to Pharaoh. I mean, I used to live there, God. I used to do all that, God. They're not going to listen to me. God, they were hunting for me. God, do you remember what they... And you want me to go back there? It's kind of a personal confession of his inability is what Moses is giving God. So, jump over to chapter 4 and look at this. I find this fascinating. Look at verse 4, chapter 4, verse 2. God said to Moses, the Lord said to him, what is in your hand? And he said, a staff. That staff represents who he is. He's a shepherd. He's come from the height of power, and he's now a shepherd. And I'm sure he's saying, God says, what is in your hand? God knew what was in his hand. And that staff that he held, it represented who he was, who he was working for. Moses is saying, I'm a shepherd. I was a staff. And God's saying, Moses, what is in your hand? He said, God, this is what I have. This is really all I got. I have nothing else, God. I have a staff. God points out to him, Moses understands in a sense, I have nothing. So what does God say next to him? He says, hey, take your hand, put it in your bosom. Now where's your bosom? It's right by your heart, right? Now in the Old Testament, what did leprosy represent? Sin. If you think about it, through the Old Testament, when you come across leprosy, it represented sin. And here's Moses, he puts his hand within his shirt, by his bosom, he takes it out, and what is it? It's diseased. It's lepers. I mean, it looks horrible. Look what it says. Look at verse 6. The Lord furthermore said to him, now put your hand into your bosom. So he put his hand into his bosom. When he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous like snow. He put it right next to his heart. What do you think that represents? It's God pointing out to him, buddy, your heart is still full of sin. He took his hand, he puts it right here, he takes it out, it's just diseased with leprosy. And God's saying, look, your heart is still bad, Moses. Your heart is still full of sin. You've been in the desert for 40 years. Some of us have been in church for 40 years, and our heart is still diseased. We've encountered, we've had meetings with God. We've experienced God at different times in our life, but you haven't had that true encounter where He changes your life. 40 years in the wilderness, and all he ended up having was a staff, because all he could think about was all that he had lost. Oh, back then, I used to have this. Back then, my chariots. Back then, I had 36 horses. Back then, I could do this. Back then, I could go anywhere. Now, all I have is this stick. And God says, look at your hand, buddy. It's right there by your heart. What is it? It's disease. So when we meet God on holy ground, what that points out is who we are. Who was Moses? He was a man full of sin. He was hard. He ended up really having nothing but a staff. So what does God tell him? When we reveal, or when we come to holy ground, it also reveals who God is to us. Go back to chapter 3, look at verse 13. Then Moses said to God, behold, I am going to the sons of Israel, and I will say to them, the God of your fathers has sent me to you. Now they may say to me, what is his name? What shall I say to them? Moses says, if I go back, who am I going to tell sending me? Who are you? Who should I tell them you are? Verse 14, God said to Moses, I am who I am. Do you understand what he's saying there? What God is saying is this. He says, I was, I am, I always will be. That's who I am. Who I was, who I am, who I always will be. That's who I am. That's who you tell him is sending you. But look at verse 17 as well. So I said, I will bring you up out of the affliction of Egypt to the land of the Canaanites and the Hittites and the Amorites and the Perizzites and the Hivites and the Jebusites, to the land flowing with milk and honey. They will pay heed to what you say. And you with the elders of Israel will come to the king of Egypt, and you will say to him, the Lord, the God of heaven, has met with us. So now please let us go a 3-day journey into the wilderness that we may sacrifice. The exodus of the people, of the Hebrew people, was all about them having freedom to go out and worship God. That's the whole point. And God's saying, Moses, this is what's going to happen. You're going to go. You're going to tell them who I am. I'm going to do some incredible, I'm going to bring plagues upon them, and they're going to go out because they want to worship. But look at verse 19. God also says, but I know that the king of Egypt will not permit you to go except under compulsion. What God is telling Moses is this, buddy, don't panic when you get there. I know what's going to happen. I know he's going to say no. I know they're going to laugh at you. I know they're going to look down at you. I know all you have is a staff. I know that you still have sin in your heart. You're wanting for what used to be, the past. You're wanting for all. I get that, Moses, but I want to use you. I'm going to send you. And when you get in there, don't panic. I know what's going to happen already before it happens. That's who God is in your life. When you have that agenda, when you have that doctor's appointment, you don't know what the outcome is going to be, trust me, God already knows. Don't panic over it. When you have a meeting and it's a meeting and you don't know what's going to happen in that meeting, trust me, God already knows. Whatever happens in your life, it doesn't catch God off guard. He knows. We don't need to panic in that. If you're a child of God, because he's got you. I don't know if you read the sign out there, but it says, let's see, what does it say? Something about the umbrella of God. If you leave the umbrella of God, the world will rain on you. That's what we put out on our signs. If you get out from underneath the umbrella of God, the world will rain on you. And even when the rain comes on you and you're under the umbrella of God, trust me, he's got you. He already knows what's going to happen in your life. Nothing catches him off guard. And see, so he's telling Moses, he said, Moses, look, I know who you are. Let me show you who I am. But then what's another sign? He says, Moses, you got the staff. Moses, you look at your hand. But look at verse 8 in chapter 4. Verse 8, chapter 4. But they will not believe you or heed the witness of the first sign. They may believe the witness of the last sign. God shows him something about who he is and what's going to happen. God shows him. God says, listen, Moses, let me show you. They're not going to believe you. Moses, we're going to have an issue as we go through this. But listen, Moses, this is what I want you to know. And he shows him the last sign. And this is the sign of the blood. It's the first plague that God sends upon the people. It's a sign of judgment is what this is. In chapter 4, you see, he says, if they do not believe, in verse 9 he says, but if they will not believe even these two signs, or heed what you say, then you shall take some water from the Nile and pour it on the dry ground. And the water which you take up from the Nile will become blood on dry ground. The first sign, the first plague that God sent to the Egyptian people was turning the Nile into, it was the blood plague, turning the Nile into blood. And what God told Moses to do, said, listen, what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Nile, you're going to dip some water out of it, you're going to take that water and you're going to pour it on the ground. Why? Because the Egyptian people thought that life came from the Nile. They worshiped the Nile. It was a god to them. It's where life came from. So what Moses is going to do is he's going to go to the Nile, he's going to dip some water out, he's going to pour it on the ground, and it's going to be blood, representing judgment. God is showing them, listen, what you think is life, we're going to bring judgment upon it. Because God is giving us a fourth sign here, folks, and this is fascinating if you think about it. This is so incredible because, guys, this is a picture of the cross. This is what God says I'm going to do to the world. He's going to bring judgment upon the world, yes, but what is he going to do? He's going to take the living water, who is his son Jesus Christ, and he's going to walk this Via Dolorosa, this road headed to Calvary, to what they call the skull. And they're going to take him and hang him on the cross. And the living water is going to be crucified on the cross, and when it does, the blood's going to hit the ground. That is good stuff. Amen. That's what God is saying. That's the picture that He's given Moses here. It's the death of His Son, Jesus Christ. It's foreshadowed already. He says, Moses, who are you? Moses said, nobody, God. All I have is a staff. God said, Moses, you're more than that. You're mine. I'm going to use you. I'm going to take you with your insecurities. I'm going to take you with your disabilities. If you let me, I will use you in an amazing way. God said, let me show you first who you are. See, we need to know who we are. When we meet God, when we meet God on holy ground, we need to understand who we are. When you meet God on holy ground, you understand that you're either in a right relationship with God, you're a child of His, or what the Bible says, not what your pastor says. The Bible says that if you're not a son of God, then you're a son of the devil. That's just what the Bible says. It's not me. That's just, it's black and it's white. And when we come to meet God on holy ground, He shows us who we are. And as you're sitting here, guys, you're sitting on holy ground. Not that this building is any more holier. Listen, this building will fall in one day. This building will pass away. The true temple of God is what? You. Your body. Because if you've given your heart to Jesus Christ, you have the Holy Spirit living inside of you. The Bible says you are the temple of God. Amen. We worry sometimes more about this building and how we treat this building than how we treat our own body. And I'm not talking about just what we eat and what we put in it. Listen, sometimes this body, this temple, is out tearing other people down in public. Sometimes this temple is being a bad example of who Jesus Christ is. Sometimes this temple is running other people down and being rude to other people, and all they're seeing is the temple of God being rude to them. See, we care more about this than we do this and this. And what we see with this, and what we hear. You're the temple of God. But see, this is going to fall in one day. This will just be no more. God said, Moses, I want to take you and use you. Some of you in this room feel like God can't do anything with me. I have nothing to give God. That is absolutely wrong. If you're still breathing God's air and walking on God's dirt, He's not done with you. He's got a purpose for you. And you may get frustrated because you're not where you want to be. But listen, Moses wasn't where he wanted to be, but he's where God wanted him to be. He was faithful for 4 years. Amen. In whatever direction, however God leads you to serve Him. But then also understand that when we meet God on holy ground, it shows us who we are. Maybe if you put your hand next to your heart, you can see how He sees your heart. See, God said, Moses, this is who you are. Second, Moses, let me tell you who I am. I'm the God who's got your back. I'm the God who knows what's going to happen tomorrow. Moses, I'm the God who's going to deliver this world. See, God said, Moses, I know what's going to happen. And what God was telling him was this: I can deliver you. But then what He showed him was also, I can deliver you. I can protect you. But I can also save you. Because when the living water is poured out on the ground, it turns into blood. Save you. You want God just to protect you, or you want God to save you? That's absolutely your decision. God has done everything God needed to do. Now it's up to you. 40 years in the church, their hearts clean. God said, Moses, the Savior, because the living one poured his blood out on the ground. The Savior did it. Father God, I pray that perhaps there's one here today who needs to give their life to you, that today would be the day of salvation for them. God, I pray that through this simple message of who you are and who we are, God, you would just speak. And God, anyone in this room who needs to respond to you, I pray that they would just do that. Not worrying about what people think, not worrying about anything other than being in a right relationship. So God, we just pray you do a mighty work. Holy Spirit, your power just fall upon us. Give us freedom. Give us strength. Because I know we've got an enemy that's fighting us and putting doubt in our mind. God, we just pray that, God, I just know there's someone in this room today that needs to give their heart to you. I pray they do it today. There's other decisions that need to be made. God, I pray that we would stand for you, because we can't stand for you in here. We will never stand for you outside this place. So God, we just thank you for still loving us, still fighting for us. Now let us take the first step. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.